So, good evening, everybody, and we are live. Here is another live English lesson with me, teacher Zdenek, and Enrique. Hi, Enrique.
Hi, Zdenek. Hello, everyone. All your viewers.
How are you today,
I'm
Enrique?
fine. I'm fine. Thanks. And you,
Good.
Zdenek?
I'm all right. This is your first time ever doing this live with me.
Mm,
So, how are you feeling?
I feel it's very exciting. A bit excited, but also maybe a bit nervous. I didn't thought I would feel a bit nervous, but because it's my very first time, I'm not a media man. Let's say, I'm I prefer to be hidden in the shadows. Let's say.
Ah, but it would be such a shame, honestly, if people didn't see you. Such a great man speaking such brilliant English. Honestly, they need to see you. They need to hear you. Come on.
Oh, I don't think so. I'm a very simple, ordinary man, but well, I, in fact, I enjoy when I listened the other day to your live show, your live lesson with Adam, and it was
Mhm.
great. It was great. I enjoyed it a lot.
I'm glad to hear that, obviously, and also it's brilliant to have you here. It's always nice to have the same people that keep coming back. That's great, but this is something different, right? Somebody new. It's also
Mm.
exciting in a different way. So, and also, this must be the first time we have got somebody whose first language is Spanish as one of my students here on these lives. I don't remember ever having anyone else whose first language is Spanish. You're from
Mm.
Spain directly, aren't you, Enrique?
Yeah, I am. I am. I'm from specifically from Sevilla.
Yep.
It's in the south of Spain. Is the capital, the city capital of a region called Andalusia, which
Okay.
is very famous for being, let's say, the cradle of flamenco and that kind of thing. Very typical and sometimes topical region, because
Yep.
we we are also a very modern, or we consider ourselves to have improved a lot the last 20 or 30 years, and we don't want to be known also as flamenco guys or something like that. To be such a traditional people, we are more modern than that. But
I see.
in a
Of
way, I must
course.
confess that my
Yeah.
city is a bit stuck in the past. Very
Oh,
touristic city, very interesting from a touristic point of view. We receive thousands of people every year, and very open-minded people, but in a way, a bit stuck in the past.
and
We were very important in hundreds of years ago. We were, let's say, even the capital of the world, because it
oh,
was the center of when the colonization started. It was, let's say, ships came here, and they go to the Americas from Seville, and here we have all the records, and a lot of gold and silver came back and forth, that kind of thing. It was let's say, during the Spanish Empire, it was like the capital of the world. But now we are a very modest city.
fantastic. Wow, what an introduction. I don't know what to say now, man.
I no, I have to prevent you, Zdenek, because I am very talkative. Cut me at any point, or don't don't hesitate to cut me off,
I
because
mean,
it comes with the personality, with the, I don't know, with our culture.
yep.
Here in the South Spain, we are talking all the time.
To be honest, it's nice for a change. It depends who you teach. So when I was in London, I taught quite a few Spanish students, and I loved teaching them exactly for this reason, because it was so easy for me as an English teacher to make them work, to put them in pairs. and they were so easygoing, and it just everybody wanted to be partners with them, so this is exactly what you want in an English language classroom, although this is one-to-one. Yeah, this is a one-to-one class, but it's nice for a teacher to take a break from time to time as well.
No, but I won't do all the talking. Don't get me wrong.
Well, to be honest, it's the student who should do the talking. Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
student who should have a high the talking time. The teacher talking time should be reduced to a minimum, according
yeah,
to the didactic books and methodology books and all that. So this is
yeah.
perfect.
I've listened to that from other teachers that the TT, as they say, the teacher
TTT,
talking
yeah,
fast,
TTT, yeah.
must be must be too much. But okay, but you know what? That we are very outgoing people in general. Of course, it's uh, something stereotypical, let's say. But sometimes for Spanish people, since we aren't that good at languages, because Spanish is an important language and we get by with Spanish pretty much, then we aren't that good at languages. It's a bit frustrating that we are very outgoing. We want to express ourselves, to talk too much, but in our second language, it's difficult for us to express, and sometimes we get stuck and we get frustrated for that. I would like to say that specific or make that specific point, and for me, it's difficult in English, that kind of thing.
Well, I would actually say if you say you're not that good at languages, you are definitely the one who is breaking the stereotype here, Enrique, because your English skills, like it was the same with Adam. I was trying to show it like with my hand. There's not much space here. Yeah, I don't have much space here in front of the camera, so I'm trying to put the hand in the right
No,
height, and there's not enough space here. And
no,
I'm
I'm
trying to
not that good.
evaluate your English here, but there's no space. I'm sorry, like I can't even do that.
I think Adam's level is much higher than mine.
To be honest, I think you are at quite a similar level. I wouldn't say much higher. That's my personal perception. Well, you're very fluent. You're very fluent. That's the first thing. You rarely make mistakes, occasionally perhaps, but maybe when it comes to pronunciation. But your grammar seems spot on. By the way, does everybody know this expression, spot on?
Spot on.
That's a very nice
I
British English,
it,
I would
it
say, slang expression.
may be like spotless or as a synonym to spotless or something like that.
Well, something like that, like perfect. Yeah, it's really good. Perfect. Almost,
Yeah.
I would say perfect. Yeah. So I don't hear many mistakes when it comes to grammar. You've got wide range of vocabulary. You use very advanced vocabulary. So obviously, as with all of us, yeah, who are learning English or whose first language isn't English, there is always room for improvement. But
Of course.
that's actually a good thing, right? Because that's what keeps you going. And
Yeah.
the second you think that you're done, the second you think that you can't improve anymore, then that's your death as an English learner, I think, right?
Yeah, I won't. I think I would never say that. I master the English language. I don't need to improve anymore. I don't
Yeah.
visualize that day because I've been learning English for a lot of years, and it keeps improving. I keep on learning new things almost
Yeah,
every day.
exactly. And because the older you get, that you keep
Mm.
the more you're likely to forget things as well. That's just what's happening to me sometimes. Then that's also a good thing because you forget things, so you have to learn them again.
Mm. And maybe it applies also to your first language, because with Spanish I continue to learn new words. Spanish has a huge variety of expressions, vocabulary, idioms, that kind of thing, and I keep on learning Spanish also.
Yep. No, absolutely. Right. So obviously, just to repeat to everybody, maybe there are some people who are watching this for the first time. This is an improvised English lesson, so there is no plan whatsoever. I don't have any plan, Enrique. Maybe you have one, but I don't have it. Okay.
I don't have it. Sorry to tell you that.
No, that's what this is, yeah, because I don't want to be a hypocrite. I need to live up to the expectations, or to what I'm promising. Yeah, I need to keep my promises. So this is what it is. Yeah, there is a method in English language teaching called Dogme. I keep repeating it here, but for those of you who haven't heard it, and it is basically based on a conversation. You have a conversation with your student or students, if there is a group. As a teacher, that's what you do, and then the language kind of emerges. It emerges from the students, and if there are some issues or problems, the teacher deals with it on the spot. And there is, like, you can do some correction as well, obviously, but it's just a bit different because you are not supposed to have a plan. The purest version of Dogme method is that you don't have a lesson plan, which is something some teachers might frown upon. By the way, what does everybody know what frown upon mean? To frown upon something.
To be a bit wary, or like wary, or something like that.
So to frown, yeah. So to smile,
Yeah.
and to frown.
Yeah.
So it's not. They don't like it so much. To say it in simple terms, if you frown upon something, or if something is frowned upon, it's not considered, it's not respected enough, or it's not considered right, or something like that. Yeah. So there would be teachers telling you, you need to have a lesson plan. Yeah. If you don't have a lesson plan, you can't teach, and all that.
I don't. I disagree with. Because I think it's a very interesting method, especially with, let's say, intermediate and upper intermediate or advanced students.
Well, I have seen other teachers do this. I'm not the only one doing this. Yeah. So when I was in London, we had one English teacher from England. She was a big advocate of this method herself. She even gave us a CPD session. She delivered a CPD session. CPD stands for Continuous Professional Development. She was basically in the staff room telling other teachers, including myself, about this method, what benefit it has, what sort of pitfalls there are. Pitfalls. It's like, what can go wrong? Yeah, what can go wrong during the lesson? Because nothing is perfect. If anybody is telling you there is a perfect method, no, nothing is perfect. Yeah.
Maybe drawback, a synonym for pitfall, drawback, more or less.
More or less, yeah. In this context, for sure. So, so this is what we are doing here, and I'm just making some notes as we speak. This is the idea. So if I sometimes appear a bit like if it seems like I'm not looking at you, or I'm not as responsive as you would expect me to be, that's because I'm multitasking. I've spoken about multitasking here before. I'm just making some notes here. One of the viewers told me that sometimes I do something like this, and it's weird, but I have to, because I don't remember the keys on my keyboard. Yeah, I don't remember the keys. So I have to look at the keys just to make sure I'm typing the right thing, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, so,
Zdenek. I think we have some comments from Helen, and
yeah,
she
she
was
said,
saying hello.
Oh, she said, good to see you here, Enrique, first, of course.
Okay, good to know about you, Helen. Helen is is in your Discord group, and she is wonderful, always helping everybody. So hello, Helen.
She's amazing, and she's one of my students too, and she's one of the I'm one of the students that appear in these lives as well. So, by the way, Learn English Online Discord server. If you guys want, you can obviously join. This is a free place, and it's a fantastic community for English learners, full of friendly people such as Enrique and also Helen and others.
Yeah.
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 So now that there is this moment of awkward silence when I don't know. Usually it just comes up from conversation, like, or from the situation. We sort of, it goes into a certain direction. But I don't know. I could ask you what you are into, since this is the first live, so we can kind of take it easier. So what kind of things are you into, Enrique? So to be into something, I'm gonna just explain it. I know you know it. Just to the
Yeah.
viewers, I'll write it down, but you can tell us. So what are you into, Enrique?
Yeah, well, I'm into, apart from work, from my work, which I love what I do right now. I'm into music. I love music, and I also love cinema. Uh, and by the way, you have in the Discord server an amazing event hosted by another English teacher, Manny, a film club. It takes place every other Monday, and
I would say if you
we
join
discuss.
Manny's event, you will get your money's worth for sure. You will get your
Yeah.
money's worth.
Yeah, good play on word.
Yeah, it's a pun. Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
attempt of a pun. Okay.
And that's it. I have two kids, so I live a hectic life because now I have to commute over 100 kilometers every day to my work. So I don't have these days. I'm a bit busier than before, but yet I try to find time to continue to practice English because I love the language. Only for the love I have for the language, and my main inputs, apart from that kind of things, are reading and
Yep.
listening to podcasts.
Mhm.
Maybe
Mhm.
that's why I lack of pronunciation. Sometimes it isn't that good because I don't speak that much. I don't have the time to practice. And since my main input is reading, maybe that's why I'm much better at grammar. I don't know why. I don't know. It's just
Mhm.
I maybe
That's
I'm
an
not
interesting
I'm not sure.
theory. That's an interesting theory. Interesting words, high level words you're using. It. I would even go as far as to say academic terms. Input. Yeah. So as a learner, when you're learning a language, when you have what's called exposure to the language, you need both input and output. So input is, as you said, some kind of text. Yeah. So you're reading books or articles online. That would be a reading input. But then you can also have a listening input, right? So that would be podcasts, films, TV shows, all that. The output, that's when you speak. So something right now we are witnessing output from you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also it would be writing. So type, like making comments, leaving comments.
Yeah.
It's also a way to practice, obviously. Yeah. Your writing in this case. Hmm. So Helen says that for sure learning helps a lot with grammar. I think you mean reading, Helen.
Reading.
I think you meant reading. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, she says it here. She says. Okay. Yep. No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But
Because
but sometimes, Zdenek, I wonder if that kind of input gives you a very, let's say, literary or formal language, different to the way people
people,
speak.
Enrique, it really depends on what you read, right? So, so if you read a lot of non-fiction with dialogues, then I don't think it's a problem. Well, it depends. If it's non-fiction from the 18th century, or obviously the language might have been a bit different. But it really depends on what you read, right? So if you read academic texts, then it could be more formal. But yeah, I think it's a brilliant way to work on your grammar, because you just keep seeing those grammar patterns over and over again, yeah, and it will get stuck in your brain somehow. So it becomes automatic in a way. But to be honest, you also need to use it. I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough to just, it might actually be enough for writing in a way, because reading and writing are more connected. But
Yeah,
when it comes to speaking, if you don't use it, you will struggle because of the fluency.
I agree.
You okay? But you're doing fine. Who do you speak to English in your life? Because
Mm.
you sound fine to me.
I used to speak more because I was in my previous job. But it was many years ago. I used to use English on a daily basis.
Yeah.
At that time, I think I was, let's say, more fluent. I was able to communicate better. Maybe I knew less. I had mm, words, or few. I knew fewer words. Let's say I was worse at vocabulary, or that kind of thing. But I had the, you know, uh, that kind of fluency that when you are able to express without thinking of
Yeah.
you are saying, uh,
Yeah.
like if it were your first language, you speak without thinking.
No, that's right. It depends on how often you use the language, in my opinion. Yeah. Because you say your first language, but I had a conversation in my first language, which happens to be Czech, today with, I went to a butcher's, which is something Helen won't like because she's a known vegan of our Discord group. But I went to a butcher's because I wanted to buy some turkey meat. And I was trying to talk to the butcher herself, because I don't have that many conversations in my native tongue these days. And I don't come out much because most of my work is now online. So I tend to spend more time talking to people outside than I used to for some reason. And you know what I realized? I realized that I really struggle. I really struggle to express myself in Czech. That's because most of my time I speak English. So I think it's even possible to just forget your native
Yeah,
tongue to some extent, and you just
yeah,
need to keep using it. That's
yeah,
it. You just need to keep using. That's with English. Yeah, you need to keep going, keep using it. At no point can you think that that's it, you are done, this is your finish line. There's no finish line. Yeah,
no,
that's what's also frustrating sometimes about English, because everybody wants to see those goals, yeah, those
yeah,
objectives. Yeah.
mm,
And the thing is, like, this is like, you get stuck often. Sometimes you go down when you stop using it.
yeah.
It's a never ending story, really. You'll
There
always
are a
keep
lot.
learning.
Precisely that's my case. With my English learning process, there have been a lot of ups and downs.
Very nice expression. Ups and downs. Yeah. Ups and downs. I think this is self-evident. The meaning of this expression is self-explanatory, but it's a nice one for sure. It's one of those binomial phrases. Binomials. Have you heard about
No,
binomials?
I didn't know that expression.
Oh my god, I probably misspelled it. I need to I need to check the spelling. Binomials. Oh no, Zdenek, what's going on? Binomial. Yeah, okay. Did I misspell it?
Ah, I know. Yeah.
No, I did not misspell it. My spell check isn't working. He was correct.
Yeah,
My
I
spell check,
know.
my spell check underlined it. So I thought for a second that I'd made a mistake, but no, it's correct.
Yeah.
Binomials are
I mean, yeah, it's Latin. I know this word from Spanish.
mhm,
It's a Latin word.
yeah. So those are little phrases which have two parts, and then in the middle it's kind of linked with a word like or and. So give or take, up and down. What else? Can't think of anything. Can you let us know in the comments? You are watching this live. Do you know any binomial phrases? Often there is some kind of connection in meaning between the two elements. Yeah. So up and down, right? Those are like opposites, up and down. Um, give or take, like you give and then you take. Or there could be connection. There could be a rhyme. It could just rhyme. Oh no, Helen says trinomials. There are also trinomials. Yes, that's right. Where in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, or cool, calm, and collected. Those are trinomials. They are even cooler. Yeah. But as
Yeah.
it's to be honest, it's like an idiom. But I think these ones are not as hard sometimes because it's just there's some kind of connection in meaning or alliteration. There could often be alliteration, like live and learn. Yeah, live and learn is one of them. There is an alliteration, so that helps you remember it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
there is when you say I'm sick and tired of that, it's
Mhm.
another one.
Exactly. I hope you're not sick and tired of this lesson, ladies and gentlemen.
Of course.
I hope everyone is enjoying it. We're sick and tired here. The connection is that both these words kind of mean the same thing in a way, right? Similar thing, and something negative that can happen to you. So,
But
yeah,
I think Zdenek, that if you say I'm tired and sick, it doesn't work. It has to be in that order.
you're absolutely right. That's this exactly the same with all idioms. Yeah, you need to follow the right order. Otherwise, it sounds weird. It just does. Like you could say, "I've had a few downs and ups." Yeah, like when you said, when we're learning a language, there are often ups and downs. Yeah, so sometimes you are on a high, other times you're not doing that well. So ups and downs. But saying downs and ups doesn't
Sound
really.
no.
Yeah, sounds weird.
Yeah. Yeah. If-
Exactly.
Sometimes you feel that you have downs and downs, and it
All the
doesn't
time.
sound all the time. But keep on going. I think.
Yeah, don't give up. Yeah.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Exactly. I was maybe at some point you will only have ups. You will ups and ups.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Enrique, let's take a look at some language from this live. I don't have that much, to be honest with you, because there's not much to correct. There might be some, you mentioned yourself, some little pronunciation issues. I wouldn't call them even issues. Those are tiny things, really, minor things, which could be worked on. But on the whole, I mean, you are very intelligible when you speak. Your pronunciation is very clear. You use stress. You stress the words. You stress the syllables. It's just about certain individual sounds, but I'm sure you are already aware of that. I'm gonna share my screen with everyone.
But it's always good to know, Zdenek,
Yeah, to be
to
honest,
have feedback.
absolutely. Wait 1 second. Okay, let's go. So this is Enrique. So first of all, I really liked this sentence. Yeah. So Sevilla, is it pronounced Sevilla? How is
Yeah,
is it
yeah,
with,
Sevilla,
is
sí.
it with E? Is it with E here?
E in English and A in Spanish.
Aha. Okay. Interesting. Because I wrote Sevilla as like this, but
This is the Spanish word.
my spell check doesn't like it, so it says you should write like this.
Yeah.
You should write it like this. It's considered the cradle of wait, cradle? Is it pronounced cradle? Do you know how this is pronounced? I'm just gonna check, but I
um,
think it's cradle. Yeah, cradle.
cradle, cradle. Maybe I said cradle. I
I
pronounced it
can't
wrong.
honestly. I didn't. I don't remember what you said, but it's pronounced cradle. Yeah, cradle for sure. It's considered the cradle of flamingo. So first of all, let's explain this. This is a very very interesting sentence. Yeah. So cradle. What's a cradle? What's a cradle? Do you
Cra-
know, Enrique?
a cradle is the place babies sleep. You know the
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Because it's like obviously you can have a bed, right? The baby can have a small bed. But cradle, I think it's the one that you can rock, unless I'm mistaken. I'm not a big baby expert, but I think it's the one you can rock, right? Like
yeah
to make the baby fall asleep, right? That's the traditional one that people used to have back in the day, right? I don't know if this is still a thing, but you can see it in like fairy tales and films, no?
yeah. I think it's still used the cradle.
Yeah. I, okay, I don't know. I wouldn't know. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to check what the dictionary says. A small bed for a baby, especially one that moves from side to side. Yeah, that's what I
Mhm.
meant by you can rock it.
Rocket,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can rock it. It's just like you can move it from side to side. To rock, you might know
To
the
swing, to swing it.
You might know the word rock as a music style, obviously, but it's also a verb. You can rock the cradle. Also, a boat can rock, right?
Mm.
Maybe if there's maybe if the wind picks up a bit, if there is a strong wind, then that will rock the boat, or during a storm or something. Okay,
Yeah.
and then flamingo. So obviously, we're not talking about the bird
No,
flamingo, right?
not at all.
The bird, uh, because flamingo also happens to be a large bird with pink feathers, long thin
Yeah.
legs, and a long neck and a beak that curves down. It's like woo,
Yeah.
like a
The
really good looking bird. Not that
the
one.
the spider. You know what, Zdenek? There are also lots of flamingo birds near, very close to Seville. There are
Oh, really?
all yeah. They migrate. They come in a specific period.
Okay.
We are very close to a national park, Doñana.
Yeah.
It's called Doñana,
Mhm.
and there are thousands of flamingo which stop by in Doñana when they
Okay.
migrate from north to south and that kind of things they do. I'm not an expert at birds, you know. Uh,
Well, we have another
it's
expert.
Irena. We have here Irena.
We
Maybe
have
she.
Irena who's watching this. So tell us if we are saying something wrong. Yeah, Irena is a bird expert, obviously. That's her. She says we are right about the cradle, but Irena, if we are saying something wrong about flamingos, about the flamingo,
Correct us.
then let us know. Yeah, let us know,
Yeah.
because the flamingo is a bird, as far as I know. And
Mhm.
but you were talking about the dance, right?
The music, it's a whole culture. You
Okay.
have music, dance, and and even
Yeah.
you may consider it like of life. People who behave in it's like rock and roll style. People who live by that style of life based on rock and roll, laid back people. With flamenco, there's something similar. It's considered people who are very into flamenco follow
Yeah.
a specific way of life. It's because it's a huge culture.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, obviously this is not correct spelling either. So obviously I was just trying to joke around a bit with this. Flamengo is with G, and the pronunciation is go, right? But the dance or the culture that Enrique is describing here is spelled with actually it has a completely different spelling. And so we need to make this correct. So I think it's flamenco, like this, yeah?
Yeah.
Flamenco, flamenco.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
does it have anything to do with flamengo? So, like, because you said there are a lot of flamingos
No,
in,
it has nothing to do with the bird.
yeah.
Has nothing to do with the bird.
Yeah, I was just wondering because sometimes like you have things named after birds, right? Or I mean, was the kiwi bird named after the fruit, or was the fruit named after the bird? I don't know. You know,
Mm. I
I
think
think
maybe the fruit, because the fruit is similar
yeah.
to the bird. I don't
But
know.
what was here before? What was the bird here before the fruit, or the other way around? You know, I don't know.
It's like the story of which were before the egg or the bird.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's take a look at some pronunciation then. How do you pronounce these words, Enrique?
Okay.
Try this one.
Thousands.
Yeah. Thousands. Yeah.
Thousands.
Sound. Yeah.
Oh,
Like think, thank you, thousand. Yeah. Thousands.
thousands.
Yeah. Good. How about this one? It could be with Z
Colon-
or S. By the way, the spelling you have two options, but let's choose. Let's go for Z then.
Okay.
Go on.
Colonization.
That sounds pretty good to me. Eh? Colonization. So where's the stress? Which syllable is stressed? Which syllable carries the primary stress?
Colonization. Say colonization. Maybe the
Yeah.
penultimate.
The penultimate. Yeah, that would be the one, the one before the last. Penultimate. Very nice word, by the way. Now there is something I've noticed. I think this is a feature of Spanish speakers because I remember hearing this a lot when I was in the language school in London teaching Spanish students. This Z sound, right? So because it should be zation, colonization, right? I believe. So
yeah, it's difficult. The Z sound is difficult for us because we don't have that in Spanish.
yeah, that's what I thought. So this is colonization. Okay. Now this is a bit of an issue. So what's the difference in pronunciation? Let's go for the singular first. So how do you pronounce these two words, Enrique?
Okay, sheep and sheep.
That's correct.
Sheep.
I think what
and sheep.
Sheep is long E. But I have got a new dictionary recommended to me by Helen here. It's tophonetics.com. It's actually pretty cool. I'm going to share it with everyone. I love it. It's a fantastic tool for English learners as well as teachers. Yeah. Helen recommended it to me earlier this week. And what you do is you just put I don't know, can you guys see? I don't know what you can see now, but I think I need to change I need to share a different screen now. I'm going to show you how this works. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, here we go. So you just paste your text here, and it will convert it into phonetic transcription for you. So I don't, not this one. I wanted the word, actually both of these words, just to see what the difference is. Yeah. So we've got two words, sheep and ship. Yeah? Now I click show transcription. There's also, you have got British and American version, and down here you will see. Yeah. So what I do is I just copy paste it, and put it in my Google Doc. That's the one that I'm using with you. Yeah.
Mhm.
So let me just share. I need to share um, a different screen again. Yeah, this is so complicated. Uh, here we go. So this one has this E sound, long E. Yeah,
Mhm.
sheep. E. This is the symbol for long E. Sheep. Whereas ship has got short E sound. Ship.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for at least for me, and I think for a lot of students, because in Spanish we don't have that. We have five vowels, and they
Okay.
are pronounced the same every single time. Every
Right.
time, and it's difficult to. Because if you end up stretching out the sound of the I, in this case,
Yeah.
you end up talking about animals when you want to talk about a boat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is a tricky one. There is even a book for English teachers called Ship and Sheep. Would you believe it? There's even a book which has this name because this is one of the most
Mm,
common things. One of the things that teachers have to constantly clarify to their students,
yeah.
and it's also a funny one, yeah, because it's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
Um, Okay, I think this is just a slip. This is just a slip. I know you know this, Enrique. So I just wonder, this is what you said to me at the beginning of our live, yeah? Can you identify what the mistake is?
I have to prevent you from something from
Uh,
my.
have a look at the whole sentence, yeah? See what you were trying to say.
I have to prevent you because I'm very talkative. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, maybe the problem is
Mm, is the verb, or I should have used another verb
is there
to
a
warn you, to warn you.
exactly. Can I just ask you a question? Is there a verb in Spanish that's like prevent, that sounds similar to prevent, and that's why you thought it
Yeah,
was? Yeah,
it's prevenir. Prevenir
there you go.
is like warn.
We have a term for this. It's a
False friend,
false.
a false friend.
You know everything. I don't have to speak. It's a false friend.
Sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt, Zdenek.
No, 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 no. I
Do
love it. It's
I'm
brilliant. It's brilliant.
I'm
This is what.
preventing you from doing your work. I feel a bit ashamed.
Well, but you are doing a great job of that because you have just explained how we should use the verb to prevent. So honestly, I don't need to even
Yeah.
be here. No, this
No,
is every teacher's dream, right? So
no.
don't feel bad at all. Yeah. So we need the verb uh, warn here, right?
I didn't want to pass the opportunity to make a bad joke, Zdenek. To miss the opportunity. But yes,
Yeah,
I know the verb. I know the meaning of prevent and warn.
I know.
But sometimes
Yep.
you start making a point or expressing something with a specific verb, and then you change, and it doesn't fit.
No, I know because I know your level. Yeah. So I know what type of mistakes students generally make at uh, specific levels. So a C1 level, I think I would go even further than that. I think you are a strong C1 from what I have heard from you so far. Students don't really tend to make such mistakes. It's just a slip, I think. Yeah. And a false friend, obviously. So
Yeah, false friend. Yeah.
it's a slip. Yeah. But I thought it was interesting. So I was hoping actually this would be a false friend because then we can help other learners who may be
Yeah.
Spanish speakers, so
Yeah.
may realize that
Yeah.
this is not right. It should be
I
warned.
think it may happen to a lot of Spanish students.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so this is the idea of this live. Yeah, obviously we are teaching you, but we are trying to help others as well. Okay, so I have listened to that from other. Why did I write it twice, Enrique? From
Mhm.
other teachers. I don't know what you were talking about. Um,
Mm.
I can't remember, but you
To say that we were, maybe we were talking about the teacher talking time
yeah,
or something, that other teachers always say that
yeah,
they shouldn't spend that much time speaking in.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, this is we say this. We sometimes want to speak a lot, but we say this because uh, this is these are the instructions. These are the laws almost like these are the principles you have to follow as a teacher if you want to be a good teacher. And when inspections comes or come, if there are more of them, like British Council when I was teaching in England, I experienced them once. Yeah, once. And they are, assessing you as a teacher, like what are you doing right, what are you doing wrong. And if you speak too much, they would definitely point it out, and they would make a note about it, and then the school needs to be accredited by British Council because it gives it more better reputation. So obviously they don't want such they don't they want to hire teachers uh that British Council are going to assess or evaluate positively, right? Or give them high score or what have you, right? So
Okay.
anyway, you said I have listened to that from other teachers. So is there a way you could improve that sentence?
Of course, it's a horrible sentence. uh, I've listened to other teachers say that, or well, there's a lot of ways
I know,
to improve that sentence.
but maybe the easiest, maybe you're taking a complicated route, Enrique. The easiest thing to say would be I've heard it from
Yeah.
other teachers. Yeah, I've
Yes.
heard it
Yes.
from other teachers. So there's a
Yes.
difference between listen and hear, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, listening is about the process. It's more about the process, isn't
Yeah.
it? Whereas
Mm.
here is about it's about like here it's like about the result, right, or the completion of it. So we're not interested in the process. We are interested in the fact that I was not the first person you heard this from, right? So I've heard it from other teachers.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Okay.
I think you've got your kids. Your kids
Yeah.
want their dad
Yeah. My kids are
r-
are
running
around,
around.
running around. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also warned you about that,
Yeah.
Zdenek. I
But
warned you.
you warned me
Things
about
may
that.
be things
But
may be a bit complicated with my
you,
kids.
you that's right. You warned me about that, but it didn't prevent me from inviting you onto the show.
Yeah, because you are a risky person, and you said, well, it may add some spice to the
Exactly.
class, you know.
Exactly. Exactly.
You
I don't mind that at all. No, your kids have been wonderful so far.
so far, yeah, but they are getting a bit.
To be honest, we are about to finish because I will have to go in a few minutes. But let's just go through pronunciation of these words. Yeah. So how do you pronounce this one, Enrique?
idioms,
Idioms. Yeah. So
idioms,
where is the stress?
idioms in the first syllable.
On the first syllable. That's correct. Now, how about this word?
Drawback, drawback.
That sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good.
Maybe I tend to say drawback, pronounced like a new. That's not correct. Drawback.
Correct, but
Sometimes,
but you are aware of this. That's brilliant.
yeah,
Yeah, that's you are further than some other learners because if you're aware of your mistake, it's much easier to work on it. Yeah. So
yeah,
draw, not draw, draw, long o. Yeah? This
yeah.
sound over here, draw. Okay, draw.
Hmm. Draw,
Okay.
draw. There
And
are,
now And now we are going back to something we have already discussed, that there is a little bit of an issue for Spanish learners with the Z sound, right?
Yeah.
So how should you pronounce these two words?
Music with S, music, and amazing.
Actually, this one is also with Z sound,
Ah,
yeah?
really? Music,
Yeah,
music,
music,
music.
music.
Ah,
Mhm.
yeah. Now I
Yeah.
realize it's music. Yeah, it's also
But
with
this
Z.
this this is the problem with English, yeah, because uh, there are words which have S sound and they are pronounced with S sound, like this one, yeah. This one is pronounced
Basically.
basically, or basic. The words basic
Mm,
and base,
mm.
and even bass. This bass as well, yeah.
Bass, the musical instrument, bass.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So all these words have the S sound or S sound, but then you have. Let me just put this over there. Okay, or maybe above this. Just so I'm trying to make it clear. And then you have got these words which have the Z sound. Yeah. Oh my god. Can you think of more examples of
With the
words?
C. Yeah, Brazil, the country.
Exactly.
Mm,
I don't know. Zebra.
zebra, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
And also the most important word of them all.
okay,
Zdenek.
Zdenek. Zdenek. But since the C is the first sound, it's easier to pronounce Zdenek because you are
Ah.
aware.
Okay, guys, it's actually the least important word. Yeah, I was just joking. Okay, take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
Enrique,
Yeah.
you've been a fantastic student today. Thank you very much for attending the class.
Thank
And,
you, Zdenek.
and
I had
yeah,
a fantastic time. It was easier than I expected.
brilliant. And because I'm so horrible, easier or easier?
Mm,
Z- z- z-
easier with S.
z- z-
Easier,
Easy.
easier,
The word is
easier,
easy. Yeah.
easier.
I should probably explain how those two sounds also differ quickly. Yeah. So they are. Alexa, stop! It's my alarm. Alexa, she's telling me I have to stop the live.
Okay.
They are pronounced in the same place. Z, s. Okay. S, s, z. Oh my god. I don't want to go too much into it, but the main difference, okay, the main difference is that z is voiced. It's a voiced sound. So if you put your finger here, zzz, you will feel vibration. You will feel this part. It's called vocal cords. It vibrates.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
kind of like
Z,
zzz.
z.
But
Yeah.
if you try to say you feel nothing. And
Yeah.
that is the difference. Yeah, that is the difference. So, and then you have to learn which words are pronounced with z and which words are pronounced with s. And there's not much logic, as we can see in
It happens a lot in English. There's not much logic in maybe the pronunciation. At least in my case, is the most difficult part of
but
language.
yeah, yes, but I would also add that it's not such a big deal because well, this is just an aspect of your accent, right? And to be honest, I understand everything you say. Yeah. So there are more things that maybe a Spanish learner beginner might struggle with. Because I remember one of the students, for example, s and sh as well. It was a problem between s and sh,
Yeah.
sounds.
Yeah.
And then if you have a lot of these, mistakes, then they might be harder to understand, those students, because they're mispronouncing it. But if it's just one of those aspects of pronunciation, like zzz, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think you have to worry too much. The main thing is, are you understood by others? And if you are, you know, not such a
Well,
big deal, in my opinion.
I agree.
All right. So thank you very much once again, Enrique.
Thank
Thanks to
you.
everyone else who have
Bye.
been watching this live. And I will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.